Welcome, everybody. Welcome in. 1 minute till showtime here. Oh, it's fun when we got two auctions to go through, hey? As you guys know, tonight's auction is a showcase auction, Pioneer Showcase auction. Everything pre-Nintendo tonight. We're gonna see some rare, high-grade Atari, Intellivision, might be some Coleco squeezing its way in there, early PC stuff, and there's a bunch of prototype, sample-type cartridges tonight, which is really cool. If you guys want to know what kind of showcase auctions are coming up, link in the description. You can look at everything coming up for 2022. Consignments are closing for the November 17th 6th Generation and Beyond Showcase auction. October 6th, consignment closed for that auction. And in December 22nd, there actually is another Pioneers auction. If you have items similar to that being auctioned tonight, you'd like to get them into a showcase auction, reach out using the referral link in the description right here. I'll just paste it in the chat for you guys as well. And reach out to videogames@ha.com if you have any questions at all regarding the consignment process. Showcase auctions are some of the premium auctions, so make sure you have rare items, expensive items if you want to get into a showcase item specifically, or a showcase auction specifically. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Yo, Renex Machina, Botch, Joseph, Leo, Brobean, Bogo319, Marty, the one-man party. Yeah, dude, two streams this week, sorry.
100.
Yeah, hopefully the boomers remembered to set their alarms for this one, Alma. I mean, well, hopefully they didn't. Score yourself some nice pieces here. Looking forward to this all week. You love pre-Nintendo. There we go, Grandmaster. Let's go. Let's go. The love for pre-Nintendo. The Atari prototype cards are withdrawn? Oh, right here. Well, shoot. One of the first items I mentioned here. There were a lot tonight, though, weren't there? I thought there were a lot of different sample-type cartridges that were part of this auction. They were after the, here. So there's still a whole bunch of loaner cartridges. I'm not super familiar with the different terminology, so I don't even want to, try to explain that to you guys there. We will read that when we get up to it, but cool items nonetheless. Only 87 items tonight. Very tight-knit auction, but first two items already went off the board there. We got Donkey Kong, was a VGA 85, a qualified version for the Atari 400, $204, and Quest Probe featuring Spider-Man Load and Go. What the hell is this?
$280.
Pretty cool. I'm pretty sure this is the box art we looked at last time where I said I have no idea what this is, and today I started off by saying I still have no idea what this is. Sold for $180. Pretty cool.
Lot. $280.
Two of them just auctioned. An 85 and a 90. 90 sold for $312, 85 sold for $180. Here's Double Dragon, VGA 85 Plus for the IBM PC Tandy 3.5 disc. Really big box Double Dragon, pretty cool.
$420.
Your uncle let you smash his Vectrex with a baseball bat when you were 10. That's insane, Dukter. That's insane. Vectrex is actually pretty cool. Like, out of all of those vintage consoles, Vectrex is actually cool. It plays pretty well. Like, obviously it's not amazing, right? There's only so much you can do on a Vectrex, but I was genuinely impressed by it. So, pretty cool little system.
Fair warning.
If you ever have the chance to muck around on one. The Double Dragon closed at $540 there. This is John Elway's quarterback there. Obviously, any game with John Elway there. We already saw that sports auction, so that is a young frickin' John Elway right there. $360 for the 80 plus on that. That's a cool box. Really cool box on that. 5.25 inch disc for Commodore 64 and 128 systems. Super Sunday. Who's on this? Is there anyone?
$140.
Probably not, hey? Probably just generic. Looks like it's just generic based on the description here. VGA 85 for the Commodore 64.
Fair warning.
The most Canadian accent you've ever heard, and you're Canadian. That's funny. That's funny, actually. I always think I don't have a thick Canadian accent, but maybe I do. Maybe I do. It was a lot of fun, but you regret it now? He painted it tie-dye colors, so it was junky anyway. Yeah, I think Vectrex, I
Next
think
lot.
now, is just prone to being junky.
1,000
This is one of their cover games here. Ultima 1. Commodore 64. First time offering Ultima 1. Remake of, or Ultima I? Ultima 1? Maybe it's Ultima I. Looks like it's a remake of the 81 classic. I don't know where Ultima first released. It's crushing though. Like, we're getting some action here. Obviously, Ultima being one of the earliest RPGs.
Fair warning.
Ultima 1. Okay, yeah, there we go.
$900.
Yeah, Ultima. Like, I missed the whole series. I'm just, I guess, too young for it for the most part.
Fair warning.
So, for myself, it's, there's not much there, but I know a lot of people are drawn to this, and it's one of those more historical games where I could see with more education about vintage video games, like, I think you could make an article or a really compelling narrative around Ultima and, like, you know what I mean? Really create some exposure for it. So,
next lot.
really cool item.
$300. $320.
Not one I can deeply appreciate myself, though. Ultima did close at $2,280, though. So, yeah. Definitely got some love. That is the highest item we've had so far tonight by far. Here's X-Men, Madness in Murder World. Pretty insane box art on it. It's an 85 plus. Again, Commodore 64 128. The thing with Commodore 64 and these types of box arts, like, I've never seen these. You know what I mean? There's a whole library of this early PC Commodore stuff that I have just never seen in my life. I did have the pleasure of playing on a Commodore 64 with the hell's it called? The quick load cartridge?
$400.
But I obviously didn't own much software at all, and what I did own was disc only. And I say disc only, I mean floppy disk only. The X-Men closed at $660 there, into the Amazing Spider-Man. Again, these box arts are fucking incredible. And these are big boxes, like you can see the size of the VGA label. This box is definitely oversized. Like, this is, that's one hell of a mantelpiece there for Spider-Man. 85 plus on a 3.5 inch disc for Commodore Amiga. Crazy. I would also go out on that limb, Duker. I can't imagine any of these games are what you would call a fun time. Unironically fun. The best thing I think you could hope on these are that they are ironically fun. RoboCop 3D might be ironically fun because it's bad. You know? VGA 80 on this one. The Spider-Man closed at 630. Pretty sure Ultima started on Apple, but you could be wrong. You were the underbidder on the Ultima, I take it, Elysium. That's a really cool thing there.
Next lot. $30.
You sold a CIB Ultima 5 that was minty on eBay for like 1,000 raw a few years ago. Jeez. Yeah, see, I knew Ultima has its fans and its love.
$42. $46.
The creator of Ultima lives in your city, was known for having crazy house parties as his castle-style mansion. What?
$75.
What? Is that real, Super Junk? That's insane. Like, what?
Fair warning.
That's
$80.
crazy.
$85.
The C64 box art is so strong. Yeah, dude. The box art is like next level.
$100.
Especially considering, like, yeah, the gameplay is probably dog shit. But the box art, oh my god. That is like the golden era of box art as far as I'm concerned. They're insane. Insane how, like, they went all out for the box art to give you, like, the shittiest gameplay experience.
$120.
One or two are unironically fun, but I won't say which because I'm bidding on them. There we go.
Fair warning.
You took the Spider-Man Elysium. Nice, dude. I thought we had one of these sell. Was it back at the last Pioneers auction, perchance? This Spider-Man box art seems familiar to me. And the only way it would be familiar to me is if we've seen it sell prior.
$60.
Perhaps you know Elysium. It's not showing me the comps. Adventure 6.5 CIB, no year black box Sears release here. This is only a CIB. Getting some good love there. $528 for that. Bermuda Triangle 9.2A plus. Everything we see for Atari is either going to be on the rare side or on the very high grade side, which There's a lot of Atari that is very easy to find in high grade, that was like case fresh copies, and there's a lot of Atari that isn't. Atari just has a lot of games. It's a pretty thick library on there.
$360.
Yeah, for real, Richard Garriott. That's insane. That's crazy. What a weird, what a weird little stat about the creator of Ultima.
Next lot.
Alcabeth World of Dune, known by some fans as Ultima Zero. That is the real money. What is that on by Atari? Like, what console would that be for? What computer would that be for? If someone wanted to go out and collect that game, where would they have to? What would they have to look for?
Fair warning.
Bermuda ended at 408 into Blackjack. 6.5 no seal. Again, a black box Sears release here. Sears Telegames. Sears variants are indeed much tougher to find than the Atari counterparts, which is true. I used to go after some of the Telegames cartridges. They're really cool to see. It was always just a fun little subset of cartridges for me. Yo, Addie's World, welcome in. Good to see you here tonight. Hopefully all is going well. Blackjack closed at 660 there. Cocoa Nuts, 8.5 no seal on this one. Second time they've offered it. It must have been at the last Pioneers? I can't tell if that's a Pioneers auction or not. Yes, it is. Yeah. Last Pioneers auction. A 5.0 sold for $360.
Fair warning.
This is an 8.5.
Next lot. $240.
Oh, this had a seal though. That's interesting. This is a 5.0 C. This is an 8.5 NS. The 5.0 C sold for barely any less. Now, I don't know if that's just because Cocoa Nuts has such few fans that no one's bidding on it, or if people genuinely, even though it's a C seal rating, literally the shittiest, right? C stands for crap. It still got a lot of bids based, like, the 8.5 NS didn't do much comparatively. Interesting.
Fair warning.
Communist Mutants there, 9.68 plus for 336. Into Cosmic Commuter, 9.48 plus plus, selling for 990. Into Defender. Again, Sears Telebox version here of Defender.
$550, $650. $700, $850.
That Spider-Man was one of the hardest games. Kind of like TMNT1 for NES, but box art is insane. That's great. That's cool that you actually know how to, that you actually know. That's really cool. Check lot 80004. Yeah, it's withdrawn. I saw that with the Atari cartridges there.
$44.
Do you know why they are withdrawn? Is Metroid 2 sealed Player's Choice rare? I don't think it's any more rare than finding a normal version sealed, and it definitely is less desirable. So even if it's more rare, James, it's still going to be less desirable than a normal one. It's on Apple II. Apple II is basically the NES of vintage PC gaming, in your opinion. Interesting. Apple II.
$32.
That's where I need to start looking, apparently.
$40.
Yeah, Alma Man. Boomer Auction is a recurring thing. The Defender, 8.5 there, closed at $1,440. There are people looking for these Telegames, the Sears Telegames variants. Getting some love here. 8.5 NS on that. $1,440. Into The Earth Dies Screaming, 9.6 NS. And most of these are NS because they are glue sealed. They never came with a seal, so. Oh, lot 8004 was the previous Spider-Man sold. What did it sell for, Elysium? What did it go for?
$200.
Alcabeth is one of the games that really... Acalabeth is one of the games that really shook the PC collecting world when it came out. That one of the Facebook admins of a PC collecting group was making... Oh, that's the game! Super Junk, I remember reading about that forgery thing. I didn't remember that was the specific title of the game, but I absolutely remember reading about that was the game getting forgeries made of it, and the whole thing there. Yeah, I saw that. Jeez, I didn't know that was the game there.
$140.
Anyone ever seen any of the first 9 gatefold launches of the 2600 sealed? I don't even know if they... I would
Next
I
lot.
don't know if there are existing
$32.
like copies of those. Oh yeah. Nor do I know if they actually ever came sealed with anything. I'm not an expert on gatefold sealed Atari games. Gatefold being the style of the original releases, kind of like how NES Black Box has matte sticker seals. Gatefold would be like your Atari equivalent to that. I don't know if Gatefold ever had any kind of seal on them though.
$260.
I don't know if it's impossible to find it in any state other than CIB. When Atari Pops finally come out, this will have a lot more meaning. Yeah, Seth, I agree 100%. That's going to be like even for myself, the Pop Report will be a great way to just learn variations. Just a great way to learn terminology, variations, what isn't common with Atari games. Like obviously there's a ton of stuff we see weekly where it's like you can start making those assumptions yourself, but you know, Fast Eddie here, 8.0 no seal glue seal, $312. Like I have no fucking clue. You know what I mean? Fantastic Voyage closed at 159, Earth Dies Screaming closed at 240, into Fireball 9.4A here.
$75, $85, $95, $100.
Yeah, I don't think they had any version of shrink wrap whatsoever.
$130.
But I don't know if they even utilized the glue seal on the gatefolds. It genuinely might just be the same type of issue with Japan games, but then I don't even know if the gatefolds, you could tell if it's never been folded before. Do you know what I mean? It might literally be impossible to say
next lot
if it's never been used.
$650.
Fireball there closed at 164, into Fishing Derby, Activision Blue Box. Always cool to see. 8.5A on this one, getting some love. I remember back at the other Pioneers auction, the Activision games were getting some love. Fishing Derby was the first fishing video game for home console. Fishing fans, rise up. First time offering it. Well shit, there you go. There you go. Yeah, on the last Pioneers auction, a lot of these solid color Activision games were getting some love, so not surprised that Fishing Derby, being the first time they've offered it at this auction, or any auction in general, is also following suit.
Fair warning.
Most Akalabeth copies are found loose, and you gotta be extremely careful when buying these days, just a heads up. I don't think I'm gonna go out myself and try to find one, especially with how many, just with the whole forgery thing, I don't know enough. I'm genuinely scared, right? I would be scared to go out and buy one. It's one of those things where the authentication alone with the grading companies goes a long way. Because, yeah, I wouldn't feel confident buying one. So, Fishing Derby closed at 2160. Pretty frickin', that's really high, actually. That's really high out of everything we're seeing tonight. Flash Gordon, 8.0 no seal. The best thing about Flash Gordon is by far the song by Queen.
$90.
The theme song is all that I know, and it's all I feel I need to know. He will save every one of us.
$100.
Sold for $312. Very affordable to have Flash Gordon.
$100.
Bug in here. I didn't get it. I took 2 shots at the bug. I did not get it. For shame.
Fair warning. $180.
Just noticed the one I won has the back of the box upside down. Wonder if that hurts the value. Yeah, does having a misprint type version matter in that instance? I'm not sure.
Next lot.
Not sure.
$850.
Remember, orange box equals stonks. Yes, Alma, I'm glad you did not forget. Glad you didn't forget there. The Football, 9.2 green glue seal there, $204. Into Freeway, all pink Activision, baby. 9.68 plus on this. First time offering the pink box variant of Freeway. See, stuff like that, I would never know that Freeway has a different color box variant. That's where stuff where just reading the population report alone would just teach you about variations that you might otherwise never come across.
$42.
Well, that's one good thing with CGC there. Hey, orange equals stonks. 2,600 Canadian. Ooh. Oh, well, I mean, well, Canadian version, I mean, hey, you see the bidding action here. I can't believe that. Holy shit.
$480.
Is it really that bad to own a Canadian version, even in Atari? The Zeller's version closes at $70? Come on, people.
Fair warning.
Come on, people. At some point, you just offend Canadians.
Next lot.
That's insane.
$160.
Jesus Christ. Frostbite, 9.2A closes at $600. Good luck, Charlie Brown. Oh, it's a reproduction. Never mind. It's one of those ones. Weird.
$240.
Equivalent box sold for under $100 2 days ago. On Flash Gordon, Joe Kane?
Fair warning.
Sealed or not sealed? That bug is still at least a WADA 8.0 no seal? Yes, true botch. I need to just stick that under some shrink wrap once I catch it. Not to be confused with Flesh Gordon. Yes. Yes, Biotar. Definitely not to be confused with Flesh Gordon. Not to be confused. Very. I'm glad you brought that up. Not to be confused.
$180.
The Charlie Brown Repro sold for $264 there into Gyrus. 7.5 no seal Parker Brothers. First time offering the Atari 2600 version of it. Interesting. I assume this is the first port of Gyrus? Gyrus? I don't know what you guys say.
Next lot.
Either way, didn't get a ton of love. $264 there. Into Haunted House, 8.5 no seal. Blue seal. You've never played Atari in your life. Is it even good?
Fair warning.
Like, not really? Like, from a purely objective standpoint, not really. But it is really fun and interesting purely from a history standpoint. Like, I would recommend playing on an Atari to anyone.
Fair warning.
Just so you can experience what it's like to play Atari. Just so you know why everyone makes fun of E.T. Right? It's a lot different once you've actually played the game yourself. And some games are fun. Like, Defender is fun, right? It's a simple game that works.
Fair warning. $3,800.
But for the most part, no, you're not going to have hours of entertainment if you sit down and play an Atari. Here's James Bond 007, 9.8A plus. James Bond getting the stonks. Getting the stonks. Back of the box is assembled upside down because it's Atari and they just don't give a shit. Put it out of the factory. They don't care. Upside down box still going here, pushing $5,000. Over $5,000 right now. Right? Like, I assume 007 here for Atari is a shitty game. I assume it is not fun. But James Bond 007, one of the strongest IPs you're going to find on Atari. So IPs are going to push value here for a lot of this stuff on these historic consoles.
$5,500.
It's at what we were talking about at the weekly, you know? Rarity versus relevance. James Bond is hella freaking relevant. And the game might be rare too. I can't speak to the actual rarity of the game. But we're pushing over 6,000.
Next lot.
James Bond easily just took the highest point here, $6,000.
$190.
Oof, James Bond. It didn't say it's the first time offering it, so we had a 9.4C at the last Pioneers, so, you know, not that great of a copy for $1,440. 6.5, oh, sealed mock-up, that's nothing. So I guess the last time we saw it, 9.4C for $1,400. The 9.8A plus selling for 5 times as much, which, like, it should, right? That makes sense. Arguably, it should sell for more, but... Yeah, is Carl bidding on GoldenEye .1? Exactly.
Fair warning.
Playing Atari is like eating soggy cereal. Yeah, it's still a video game. It's still cereal, but yeah, it kind of sucks. Keystone Capers sold for $1,500 there. That was a pink box. Into Keystone... Oh, this one's pink too. Looks very red. 9.4A on this one. The only Atari game you'd go for is Mario Bros. Yeah, there aren't many that like stand out to me either. Some 2600 games are really good. Kaboom isn't easily emulated because of the paddles, for example. There we go. You just can't get that authentic Pong experience if you're not using a paddle. Very good point by Atari. Very good point.
$60.
Keystone Capers sold for $1,500 on the 9.6A plus and $1,140 on the 9.4A there.
Fair warning.
Kung Fu Super Kicks, Zonix double ender, I assume? What is this here?
Two.
Oh, Telegame's release of Kung Fu Super Kicks. Sorry. Telegame's release there. Interesting. Chuck Norris, though.
Fair warning.
It's a later release of Chuck
Next
Norris
lot.
Super Kicks. Yeah, published by Zonix. Jesus.
$6,000.
There's so much shit going on there. Sold for $360. Here's He-Man. Holy shit. Just took the highest amount here. We're pushing $7,000 easy. We might be pushing $10,000 right away. 9.4A plus on He-Man. Jesus. With lesser known PC games or even obscure unlicensed things, would population reports even matter? Like, not really. That's a great point, Megum. Because, yeah, like, a lot of people aren't going to be sending them off anyway. But, like, all that's going to matter is that it's rare. And people who are collecting it are going to know it's rare. So. Yes, Joe Kane. Remember to smash the like button, y'all. Agreed 100%.
$550.
Masters of the Universe closed at $7,800. 9.4A plus. What is this? 1983? Don't know if there's a variant or not. 9.4A plus closed for $5,000 last time.
Next lot. 100.
Someone would have to tell me if there's a variation here. The 9.4A plus went for $10,000, then $5,000, now $7,800. So big bounce from the last time we saw it.
$440.
But it's not telling me a variation in there. So it looks like it might have just bounced up quite a bit from June. You know, that's up like 50% from June. That's pretty freaking big. Pretty freaking big.
Fair warning.
That's crazy. $7,800 for He-Man. Taking the highest item of the night so far. Missile Command there was another Sears Telegames version, 660. Moonsweeper, 528. Miss Pac-Man, 9.6A plus plus. Oh shoot, Super Junk. In celebration of the CGC launch, I'm rewarding you the first official 9.9 grade a streamer has ever received. $9.90 donation. Thank you, Super Junk. Man, sometimes I see it in my peripheral and like I take in the highlighted message and then I completely forget to read it out loud. Much appreciated, Super Junk, dude. Much appreciated. The first 9.9. Man, oh man, I tell ya. It's an honor. It's an absolute honor. What's up with Atari boxes being upside down? I don't know, Elysium. It seems way more common than I would have thought. Now, interestingly, this 9.6A++, this was the 88 release. We're going all the way back to a 1982 release now on Miss Pac-Man. It's an 8.0A+, much lesser grade. I don't know if this 82 release is the first release of Miss Pac-Man. There's subtle variations here if you look at my screen. It's kind of hard for me to bring it up side by side.
Fair
but
warning.
You can see this one here versus this one here.
480.
Like, it's obvious differences, right? Look at how the logo's written. Look at this. Yeah, the logo is the biggest difference here. So if you're looking for the variant, like, you can just look at the front of the box. The logo is extremely different, how Miss Pac-Man's written.
Warning.
But little things like that make massive, massive, massive differences in Atari. And the pop reports will just help. Pop reports will help so much.
$700.
The only Atari game you'd go for is X-Man. Calrock, I'm not 100% sure. I don't know Keystone off the top of my head well enough. Is the Greg Room tour up yet? Not yet, not yet. It's coming, it's coming. At some point here.
$480.
Have I seen the Sword Quest, AVGN? Those things Atari games seem bland. Yes, Sword Quest. Yes, 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 Odin. The whole Sword Quest thing is frickin' incredible. If you don't know about Sword Quest Atari, I agree 100%. Just punch it into YouTube and go watch a documentary. By the power of Greg Stone. $7,800 for He-Man. Yes, Joe Kane. By the power of Greg Stone. I doubt it will, Duker. I doubt the Intellivision game will get the same love. But I think it does get, like, a good push. Just not as strong as the Atari one, for sure.
Fair warning.
Atari, Pac-Man, again here. This is what Sears Telegames, right? The yellow version just sold. 8.0A there, 1981 box for $588. We can price check this, I think. And here is the Telegames release. First time offering it. Closes for $1,680. It's also a 1981 release. I don't know which one you'd technically say is a first print in that case. Like, I assume this one would be the earlier. Really hard to say, though. 8.5A Plus sold for $28.80 back at the last Pioneers auction. 8.0A sold for $588. Ooh, geez. This is literally, what, 1/5 of the amount, basically? That one doesn't seem too hot. Planet Patrol closed at 312 there into Plaque Attack. What do I think of the CGC cases? They are interesting. I don't know if I like them that much. There's some design choices I'm not huge on. I'm gonna reserve final judgment until I have one actually in my hands. But for now, I think VGA is still my favorite case. And then I like that the CGC case makes it for a lot smaller profile overall. But I don't think it's like my favorite. Like WADA and CGC both have things I like about them. But it's not like, oh my god, the CGC case. But I don't fucking hate it either. It's just somewhere in the middle there.
Fair warning.
Yeah, CCT, I'm definitely going to send them stuff. I'm definitely going to send them stuff. What level of pawn would I sacrifice to them as a trial run? Yeah, I got some stuff laying around CCT that I'll definitely be able to give them a go for. Game Gear especially, because like VGA, WADA literally doesn't grade it, and VGA is too damn expensive and too slow.
Fair warning.
So Game Gear especially, I'll give them a roll on. 3DS probably too, to be honest. You just got your Steam Deck, so you can now sell all your retro games. There we go, Casual Skeezin'. Doing it right, man. Doing it right. If I ever play something, I almost always emulate myself, actually.
Fair warning.
That James Bond is beyond rare. There we go. Interesting. I figured it had to be Chokeslam to get $6,000. Like, obviously, 9.88 plus. We don't see James Bond pop up often. It's good to hear that it is actually very rare, though. CGC case is good for display if you have a matching comic. Yeah, it's huge in that respect, Duke. And that's the thing, like, even if I don't like it, or video game collectors don't like it, or whatever, there is still a whole fan base of CGC people. The CGC ecosystem from comics and trading cards, if you're into that too, are going to want continuity amongst their collection, and that is going to be a big deal for people. So, even if myself or other people don't like it, there might literally be thousands of comic collectors who want matching CGC-graded video games now. Continuity within a collection matters. That's a big thing for people.
Lot. $220.
For a lot of people, they might have wanted to dip their games into... They might have wanted to join into games, but you know, the WADA news scared them, stuff like that. They might also be willing to go for CGC instead, right?
Fair warning.
Someone has to help me with these two plaque attacks.
Next lot. $280.
Why did this 9.6 go for $600, and this 8.0 or 9.2A plus sold for half the amount of 8.0A plus plus? There has to be a variation there, but I can't find it quickly. Pole position sold for $312. Okay, this is one of my personal favorite Atari games. The Namco Museum is very fun. Those are genuinely fun Atari games. I will give that up. I played Namco Museum a ton growing up. They're fun games. They work well. Pong Sports closed for $336 into Pressure Cooker, Activision title here again.
180.
But yeah, I can't figure out that why the difference there quickly off the top of my head.
Fair warning.
You know the winner of the Bond. He's been looking one for 5 years. Whew. There we go. Jeez. Impressive. Glad he was finally able to take it down. And the way they're stackable, the game should have some sort of label on the bottom. That's actually a good point, Craig. On the top, it does. I see, I think. Quad Run, sorry. 7.0A for 990. Jesus, that's a rare one right there. Damn. 990 for that. The Quest for Quintana Roo. First time they offered it? Yeah. That's what I figured. Very hard to find. Yeah. I'm familiar with the title of the game, which either means it's super common or very rare. And I'm pretty sure this one falls on the very rare spectrum.
$750.
You're thinking of sending them some modern just to see? Yeah, like I need to see how they grade, right? Like I need to see how CGC grades. That's the most important thing for myself. Even if I don't personally use them for personal collection stuff, I need to know how the scale works, so. I have to send stuff off to them no matter what. On the top, Craig, on the top of the label, it looked like they have the grade there, just like in comics. So if you have them all in a box, you'll be able to see the grades from the very top. That's what I was trying to say there before I got cut off. Quintana Roo closed at $1,200 bucks. Not too shabby. Quadrun and Quintana Roo, just rare Atari games. If you're deeper into it, I'm sure you've heard of both of them. Riddle of the Sphinx, 9.2A on this one.
Fair warning.
You could probably match games with Nintendo Power Mags. Yeah, that's another huge thing, Calrock. Because the guides do look awesome when displayed with games. They look awesome. But the CGC Comics case is slick. This case looks like that awkward old Costco exclusive. Yes. Yes, CCT, it looks exactly like a blister pack. It looks exactly like a blister pack. That's what everyone was comparing it to as well. That plaque, you have no idea. Okay, that's what I thought. Like, I'm glad that I'm not crazy, Chokeslam. I thought maybe there had to be some small nuance with it or something I was missing, but... I don't know, man. Seems weird.
Fair warning.
You're all about the consistency. You genuinely appreciate that, but when the label looks like it does, you're just left with a consistently bad label across your stuff. Shots fired. Boom. Got CGC. Oh. Absolutely killing them, Super Junk. Jesus. Absolutely murdering CGC. They haven't even launched yet. Dead on arrival. 8.5A on Sorcerer's Apprentice. Mickey Mouse cover. Mickey Mouse cover, Disney IP, very relevant. The Seven Dwarves there was a reproduction game. That's why I went for 71 and I didn't mention it. But Sorcerer's Apprentice here is getting bids.
$500.
But yes, the blue label, I'm not huge on either. But it'll probably grow on me. I don't like saying that. It's like, you know what I mean? I'll probably learn to put up with it, is a better way of putting it. I'll probably learn to put up with it, but I'm not a huge fan of the blue label either. Sorcerer's Apprentice, 576. I think we might have comps on this one too. Oh, 9.6A plus. Whew, 1,680. Damn, we've seen some really high-grade copies of this game, actually. Look at that, hey. Peaked out at $2,400, April 4th, 2021 at his signature. 9.6A plus plus. Damn. This was a 8.5A today. So, one of the lowest grades that's come up by far. But, like, still, not too shabby on that. Fighter, 9.4A.
$950.
CGC has you whelmed. Yeah, like, it's like, yeah, it's, you know, 9.8A plus plus on Spider-Man. Like Chokeslam just said, they dried up. The Spider-Man Brigade did dry up. That's the thing that happens. No matter what you see, if you're like, man, that's such a common game. Eventually, most of this stuff dries up. It just happens.
Next lot. $420.
Just happens. Sold for $1,200 for the 9.8A plus plus.
$60. $500.
We last saw it at the Pioneers auction, Chokeslam. So we last saw it June 30th.
$800.
Then we saw it December. We're seeing one. December we had two. Jesus, it's crazy. We're seeing one every about 4 to 6 months. It looks like right now on the 9.8A plus plus. Sold for 33, sold for 23, sold for 1,100, and today it sold for 1,200. Holding steady right now around the $1,000 mark on Spider-Man 9.8A plus plus. Not a lot of them popping up anymore in the 9.8A plus plus grade, but the grade, the price itself still isn't climbing back up either. We'll see what happens when the next one comes.
$1,000.
CGC needs to have a better sealer rating. Yeah, I'm really worried about that, Casual Steven. Really worried about the seal rating scale. Really worried that it's just going to cause way too much bunching, but we'll see what happens. 9.8A plus plus there on Jedi Arena. Just kidding. Reopened for bidding. Just got another bid on it. Sitting at $1,000 right here. Perfect grade Parker Brothers Jedi Arena. Pretty cool. Star Wars games
Fair
are just
warning.
cool. Cool box art, cool to own, cool to collect.
Next lot.
You'd argue maintained value over the last 9 months is almost the same as going up?
$340.
Yes. Yes. Given the current climate, I will absolutely agree with you there. Maintaining money right now in this market is that's 2 thumbs up win. You are right about that, Chokeslam. The Star Wars closed at $1,200 there. Into Stronghold, 9.2 A+. Comavid is the publisher? This box in general, I don't know if I've ever seen one before. A rare game, first time offering it. First time offering any game from the Comavid company.
Fair warning.
That's what I thought, like this box. That's a cool thing about Atari art as well, is all of the boxes are recognizable by publisher, which is, that's kind of really cool. Yeah, Comavid. Weird. Stronghold sells for $840 there. Here's Super Breakout 9.4 A++. $302. Tank Commando. Right? Like as soon as you go into a different publisher, you just get a totally different box design. What is this? This is Froggo. Before Doggo, we had Froggo. And they were publishing Tank Command, which is one of the rarest games in the entire 7800 library. The Atari 7800 has what? 80 games released for it? Something like that? There aren't many at all. There aren't many at all.
Fair warning. $220.
It looks like you're getting some retailers overstock crap packed in with your graded game. Hard to blame the game division specifically. I'm sure they didn't have much control over the label. Oh god, no. That's brand consistency. CGC has already shown the propensity to not drop that. The trading card people fought hard to not have the blue label. There was no doubt at all that we were also getting it over in Video Game World. You love the CGC labels and cases. You're probably biased because you've been collecting comics for years. Well, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, Mike. There's going to be a whole bunch of people that like the CGC blue, that want that CGC blue consistency throughout their collection. So, did CGC release pricing? No, Mike. We still have no idea on pricing.
$380.
No clues yet on pricing, tiers, or turnaround time. We don't know that yet.
Fair warning. $400.
You were multitasking when you watched latest vid. What is the fear with less seal grades? The fear, Super Junk, is that when you combine everything into a 5-grade system, you all of a sudden do not differentiate condition on a nuanced basis.
Fair warning.
Like you're gonna have let's say A++ goes to 10% of the items, right? Like they actually make that a very, even 5%. Like A++ is very nice. Then your A+ and your A, we already see it on WATA games, where you can have an A+ that looks really nice or an A+ that looks like shit. You will see that even further masturbated when we see the CGC scale with only 5 points. Now, it will depend how they use the scale. If they go for an equal distribution method, which they won't, right? Like, a C is going to be shit and an A++ is going to be perfect. You're going to see, even at A++, you're going to see a wide level of variance, most likely at the A++ level. It's like that issue where, oh, I want a true PSA 10. Like, I want a true CGC A+. You know what I mean? You have to add, like, additional qualifiers of strong A+, or weak A+. That's what it creates. It creates that kind of world. It sucks. It's not a good thing.
$42.
Not a good thing. Tank Command, after going for bidding for what seemed like an eternity, closed at $660. I don't know how many people are looking for 7800 sealed games. I don't know. Atari 7800 collecting is niche in general. Same with 5200. But $660 for Tank Command. Into Tapeworm, CIB, Spectravision. Again, right? Different publisher, completely different box design. I like the Spectravision boxes myself. I think they're really cool. 8.5 A+ here on Taz. Yeah, it's a super short auction, you guys. We are 3/4 of the way done. Like, we are out of here in 20 minutes flat. We are flying through this auction tonight.
Next lot. $42.
Yo, Blockbuster. Good you could make it in here tonight. Yeah, not collecting late fees, exactly.
$46. $50.
Yeah, the Dreamer auction was a beast. 59. Oh my god. 59 released games on
$60,
7800. That's insane.
$70, $80, $90.
If you guys are looking for a full set to go complete, Atari 7800. Very achievable. Very achievable.
$80, $320.
You're late because of the new Disney game. Completely lost track of time. What's it called, Big Box? I saw that on Twitch. It's a real game, right? What is it called? You just feel like CGC is the king grading company so far, and that they will eventually swallow up WATA. CGC has so many resources and money. They literally can't swallow WATA, Mike, because WATA is owned by Collectors Universe. WATA is under the same umbrella as PSA now. So you literally can't buy WATA anymore. WATA is already eaten. So the best CGC can do is put them out of business, per se. But they can never obtain them. At least very, very, very unlikely.
$150.
You just picked up Tank Command. Calrock, talk to me about it. How rare is Tank Command? How rare is the CIB? How rare is the sealed one? Have you ever seen sealed copies before? Very, very curious to hear more talk about how rare that game actually is, because, let's face it, I doubt there's anyone else in the chat who knows it. There might be a couple people. Seth might jump out and tell me how fun of a game Tank Command is. He might get me on something like that.
Fair warning.
Tennis there sold for $480. Title Match Pro Wrestling was a 9.8A plus for $169. Tomcat F-14 Fighter Simulator, $109. Are we changing consoles right here?
$24.
What is this for? No, Atari 2600. Damn. Absolute Publisher, again, completely different box art. Now we're swapping. No, we're not. Still 2600. I thought we were into a television here. You like the blue too because it goes with the comics? Yeah.
Fair warning. $30.
Finally a weekday auction you can watch all the way through. Let's go, Odin. Did I pick up the latest game in the Tapeworm franchise? Kinda sad this game didn't become a thing. Is Tapeworm actually good? Why do you bring up Tapeworm again? The 7.5 CIB sold for $77.
$40.
Dreamlight Valley. Apparently it's like Animal Crossing. First time playing something like this. It's freaking amazing. Dreamlight Valley. Jeez, yeah, I'm gonna have to go and watch some gameplay. I'm gonna have to go watch some gameplay of it. You're not 100% on the CGC display cases. I think overall WATA's look the sturdiest, while VGA the cleanest. You'd have to see one in person to judge accurately. Yeah, that's what I mean, right, Simon? Like, the CGC case is definitely doing some things right about reducing the overall profile for the case. Like, the WATA's case is fucking big and bulky, for sure. So CGC definitely did a good job just by reducing the profile of the item. That alone I like. Just, there's other things I don't like. You just thought it was a funny name? Imagine a mainstream game called Tapeworm?
$180.
Gotcha.
$200.
VGA using the neutral colors and being very compact make it the best case for me. Yup. Yeah, it's a really good features there, Craig. The one thing I wish that VGA cases did have is the,
$60.
like, tamper-evident acrylic, right? I wish that if you opened a VGA case, it had the,
Fair warning.
the cloudy effect. I don't know what it's called. Like like when you smash a PSA case or you crack a case, the glass, the acrylic becomes all cloudy. I wish it had tamper evident casing. It's one thing that, you know, VGA really could improve on.
$440.
But frosted. Yes, the frosted effect. That's what I'm looking for. Yar's Revenge here again with an Atari Sears television game. Telegames version of the game.
Fair warning.
Doing quite well.
$480.
It's a pretty awful game, but it's among the 3 rarest for 7800. It goes for 700 plus
Fair
raw.
warning.
There we go, Cal Rock. Huge, man. Huge.
Next lot.
Yeah, some of those rare games, when they go to auction, it's just risky. Risky auctioning off those, like, extremely rare niche games because you just never know who's going to show up to the specific auction that specific day. That's cool you picked it up, dude. Congrats. Moving into here,
Fair
we got a
warning.
prototype cartridge, Donald Duck Speedboat,
$360.
which I think is what we saw the, I think we saw the repro sell tonight, didn't we?
Fair warning.
Or did we see it sell a different night? I thought we saw
Next
Donald
lot.
Duck Speedboat.
$700.
No, must have been the other auction, but the prototype cartridge of it sold for $408 there. Mario Bros. Prototype loaner cartridge
Fair
here.
warning.
I don't know how rare these are or how many were given out or... Like, I don't know details on that type of stuff. I have to assume these are not that common to find.
Fair warning.
Prototypes in general, right? It's not like they made a ton of them for distribution. Why would they? So... Prototypes has always been a little bit more niche of a collectible, but they might not always be that way.
Fair warning.
Outside of the tamper-proof case, your only one nit with VGA case is the Link silhouette on the label.
$200.
Feels a little bootleg since I know they didn't license his likeness. It also doesn't match Sony. That's funny, Super Junk. I've never even thought about that.
Fair warning.
I've never even thought about that. I guess I always just
1,000,
attributed it as a random swordsman, not Link. Now I need to look at one.
1,700.
Yeah, like, I guess it clearly... yeah, I've always just thought it was like a random swordsman, but I guess the likeness is definitely there. I've never even thought about that, though. Funny. It blends into the background so much.
$2,200.
Show me a Pepsi Invaders. Coca-Cola commissioned it. Super rare.
Fair warning.
Yeah, Pepsi Invaders is the remake of Plaque Attack, right,
Next
Grandmaster
lot.
B? If I remember correctly?
400.
A reskin of Plaque Attack? I don't think we've ever seen one at Heritage yet for Pepsi Invaders. The Mario Bros. Prototype went for $2,400, so yeah. There are people who care about this stuff. There are people who collect this stuff. Like I said, prototypes could easily become much more mainstream.
400.
Easily. Miss Pac-Man there, prototype loaner for $492. Pac-Man prototype loaner. Now, when they say prototype loaners, does that mean that it's a final version of the game? Does anyone know?
Fair warning. $800.
I assume, like, when they say prototype loaner cartridge, does that make a difference?
$1,200.
Sometimes, but not always. You have a couple. You know a guy who still has a Saboteur loaner. Okay, interesting.
Fair warning.
Yeah, it's a world where I personally need an education on
Next lot.
prototypes and loaners and stuff.
$420.
The Pac-Man one did sell for $1,320, so these are definitely seeing name brand recognition be the driving
Fair
factor.
warning.
As far as I can see, right? Mario Bros. Was the highest selling one, Pac-Man was the
Next
second highest, Pitfall 2 sold for only $360, so it looks like these are pushing for relevance.
Fair warning.
There's a site that lists all of the known loaner cart dates. Interesting.
Next lot. $280.
Loaner is just the tech, easily swappable.
$360.
Normally, yes, on a loaner, Pepsi Invaders was given to Coca-Cola salesmen at the time. Insane. Absolutely insane.
Fair warning.
Snoopy there sold for $360. This is
Next
Taz,
lot.
selling for $408. Here's Gremlins.
$280. $320. $360. $400.
You have a Taz loaner. Need to verify the date, but I believe it matches this one. So, with the dates, then, Joe Kane, do you want to get earlier dates
Fair
on your loaner prototypes? Does that make a difference at all, or
Next lot.
not really?
$220.
I would assume earlier dates would be better, more rare, potentially lower builds. Or earlier builds, sorry.
$340.
Here's Looney Tunes Hotel. Just pen written on the label on the front. Unreleased prototype cartridge.
Fair
Unreleased games often get a bump as well, from what I've seen in prototypes.
Next lot.
It's always cool to have a game that, like,
$480.
never made it to actual production, right? That's just simply cool. Cool in general. If you can get earlier dates, odds are they would be more collectible as not matching the release ROMs.
Next
Yeah,
lot.
okay, that's what I figured. That's what I figured. You can potentially find an earlier build. That was Mario Bros. 8.5A plus on the 7800 though. Like I said, 7800 collecting in general, pretty freaking niche. $552 there. Whoops.
Next lot.
Pitfall 9.8A plus plus again. Oh, ColecoVision on that one. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, Intellivision. These are some of the most collectible versions or games on Intellivision, as far as I'm concerned. The AD&D games.
$950.
Tied with the other copy for highest games we've offered. Yeah, 9.8A plus plus on this one.
$1,000.
DQV. If you go to your WADA tracking board, you should be able to see that they've received your submission. You'll see that before they email you. Because I was able to see that they received my submissions and scanned them, but I still haven't received an email. So check your WADA dashboard if you haven't already.
$320. $360.
The AD&D, yeah, closed at $1,140 there. Getting some love for sure. Star Wars Empire Strikes Back again on Intellivision for this one. 9.4A plus.
Next lot. $170.
Do you feel like the D&D games are some of the most available besides the sports games? Yeah, I don't want to say one way or the other, Dukter, but it always seemed like if I bought Intellivision games, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons would be included. If I ever bought a bundle or a lot of games, there was probably an AD&D game, so... This is a really cool prototype just with how it looked there. That was Pitfall for the Intellivision. And here's a group of 3. Lab prototypes? What the heck are these? Lab prototype, Stampede over there. Stampede, Happy Trails, and the Dreadnought Factor.
$320.
Not 100% sure what lab prototype means. Maybe that's the company?
Fair warning.
That Mario Bros. Proto was yours. You think it's like a year prior to the release. You kind of regret submitting it. Damn, Chokeslam, do you mind sharing how much you, how much you originally picked this up for? Pretty freaking cool, man. Pretty freaking cool to have this prototype. You also got a Waterworld prototype from the same seller. No way. You didn't even check with the Mario Bros. If it had differences. Woo! Chokeslam, no! And you broke even on it, no! No! One thing after the other, man. Damn. Yeah, the Waterworld, in my opinion, is even cooler. I think, I mean, it probably isn't going to translate to more value, but I think the Waterworld one is more cool. I don't know who, Odin? Are you the one who mentioned Sword Quest earlier? If you don't know about Sword Quest Waterworld, like I said, go to YouTube, watch a documentary on Sword Quest. Very, very cool Atari history. Very cool. Mario Bros, you've seen at least 6 to 7. Waterworld, I've only seen another. You've never seen another proto. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Waterworld is just, yeah. As far as I'm concerned, Waterworld was always one of the best stories ever with just Atari collecting. What's the one that didn't release? Earth, Fire, Air? Airworld? Does an Airworld proto exist? I doubt it. You loved the Sword Quest series, but you played it back in the day. For those that never played the series, it hasn't aged very well. Yeah, I'm not recommending you go play the series. Just familiarize yourself with the story, the history, and the legacy. Very, very cool. A proto does exist for Airworld. Jeez. That's cool. That's really cool. Damn. Wild. Yeah, Airworld proto to me is like, that has to be one of the tippy top grail pieces of Atari collecting, in my opinion. Don't know if it would translate to value at an auction, but frick, that's cool. On the auction tonight, though, He-Man, Powers of the Universe, by far the highest item here, $7,800, up about 50% from the last time we saw it sell as well. James Bond 007, 9.8A plus 6,000. Person in the chat literally said that the guy who bought it tonight has been looking for a copy for 5 years now. 9.88 plus. Crazy. $6,000 for it. Underneath that, a large jump down, going from 6,000 down to 2,400. Mario Bros. Prototype cartridge, $2,400 there. Under that, we had the Ultima 1. This was a really cool item in the auction. VGA 85 here, Ultima 1, 2,280. That's just cool. Just really, really cool. Fishing Derby as well, surprisingly, came in at number 5 slot. Hey, Activision games. First home console fishing game, 2160. What a beast. What a beast. What a beast. And on the other side of things, oh my god. We have Freeway. From Activision, Canadian release, getting absolutely disrespected. 8.5, no seal, Zeller's variant, $70 frickin' dollars. Man, oh man, oh man. That just hurts. It just hurts. You see, the box art is different from the US rendition, making it especially interesting for collectors. Yeah, no, that's not what Canadian version means there, Heritage. Not what it means, unfortunately. Insane. You have a 2600 Gremlins Proto that predates the movie release by like 18 months? That's insane too, man. Jesus. You do own the Airworld original painting. What the fuck? What the fuck? Buy Atari. Never mind the prototype cartridge, I guess. Holy shit, man. As if you have the painting for that. That is taking one of a kind and just taking it to the absolute maximum. That is crazy, dude. Crazy, dude. We should copy and paste funny Heritage descriptions for the Discord. Yes. Yes. Seriously, dude. Yeah, wow. Wow, buy Atari. And wow, everyone else. What a frickin' auction tonight, hey? One last reminder that if you guys are interested in consigning for a showcase or signature auction coming up in the end of the year, link is in the description. Free referral links are in the description. Whether your stuff is graded or raw, you can get your stuff graded through Heritage as well. That's one of the best things. If you don't want to put up with it yourself, you can consign to Heritage. They'll grade your stuff for you. You'll obviously still have to pay the grading fees, but they'll pay it up front and you pay those out at the end. So if you don't want to grade your stuff, if you want them to handle literally everything, they'll do that for you too. So if you have raw games, feel free to reach out, get your appraisals. They're always taking consignments for the signatures, the showcases, as well as the weekly auctions we watch every single Tuesday. Huge thank you for Heritage for sponsoring the auction tonight. Huge thank you for all of you people coming out. Great fun, quick auction. Man, oh man, that flew by actually. We're out of here in an hour flat tonight. Whew. Thursday night football. Chargers versus Chiefs. That's what I'm going to do. Hopefully you guys have a good night. Hopefully you guys have a good night. I'll talk to you guys in the Discord. Link in the description to join the Discord. Take care, everyone.